Good afternoon, Lee.
Hello Dan, how are you?
I'm very good. Welcome to Talking Golf Club.
Thank you very much.
Right, so today we're going to do a fitting with Lee. We're going to have a little look at driver with Lee today. He's come up here to Torquay for a fitting. He's never hit a driver before.
Well, not well anyway.
Not well. Okay, what's your handicap at the moment, Lee?
15.
15 handicap. And you don't currently use a driver per se, you use a 3-wood, don't
my
you?
3-wood is my driver at the minute.
Your 3-wood is your driver. And have you been testing any drivers recently?
I've been testing the TS3 at my local club, and after a few lessons and swing changes, it's making, I can now hit a driver, so I think I'm in a position to sort of get fitted properly now, rather than buying off the shelf, which I've done previously.
So we're going to go through a little process here today. We're going to get Lee to test out a few different drivers. I'm going to make him one up first just to get us going, and then give him some numbers as to how the driver sort of performs for him. He's then going to give me some feedback of how it feels, obviously what it looks like, and then we'll just see what the numbers produce, see if there's any improvements that we can make to his game that will hopefully help him start hitting the driver. Okay, we're going to start off with the TS3. We put the hazardous smoke 6.0 in there because it's the one you've been tested previously.
Yeah, that's what I've been using for the last few weeks.
Let's get some numbers as to what you're doing with that one, and then we'll sort of use that as a bench, and then we'll move on from there.
Okay.
Okay, good strike. Okay, what type of shot have you been generally getting with the driver?
What, previously or recently?
Yeah, in recent times.
Sort of a high fade. The bad shot is a big pull to the left.
Big pull left and then high cuts.
Yeah.
Right, let's look at some of the numbers that we're getting from these first 4 drives with that Titleist driver. You can see here the big problem we've got is he's out to in by 7.5 degrees on an average, and the club face is then a little bit open to that path, which is making the kind of shape of the shot more out to the right hand side. Hitting up on the ball nicely. He's launching it at 15.3, so quite high in his launch. Look at that spin, 4.6, nearly 4.7 spin. Just not going to get the yardage of what the ball speed, of what the club head speed he's producing there at 114 mile an hour. We should be seeing 280s, 290 carries from him, but he's only getting 237, so way too much spin, way too much loft and too much launch going on there. So this is where you move now from kind of fitting, and you try and blend the coaching element into this. I want to try and do a couple of things with you, Lee, if we can.
Yeah.
I just want to try and see if we can move your face to path and your path with this, trying to get you to move it maybe a fraction more into out. You're hitting up on the ball quite nicely. Obviously your strike is a little bit inconsistent, but I just want to see if we can just quieten your path down a little bit, just to help you hit that driver maybe just that little bit better.
Okay.
You get it up to the top there. So from here, I just want you to feel as though you can kind of drop the club a little bit more behind you. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then as you come down through, you're going to feel like you're going to stay behind the shot just that fraction more, and then feel like the club head takes over.
Okay.
Just let that club head catch up, remember.
A little bit low.
A little bit low in the face?
Yeah.
How did it feel from a swing point of view though?
Swing felt fine. I think it's just I hit it quite low, so it was.
Let's just have a little look at the path though. Right, so this last swing that what you produced, we got 0.8 now into out and slightly open with the club face. Obviously strike was a little bit poor, a little bit low and in the toe, and you're hitting up on the ball just a fraction, probably a little bit too much.
Yeah, quite a lot.
But from a moving point of view, it's come from an average of 7 degrees out to in to now 0.8 into out. Now we can start to make a little bit of progress, hopefully, with the driver fit.
Yep.
I want to try and bring the spin down, and I want to try and bring your launch just a little bit further down if we can, because you are hitting up on it quite nicely.
Yep.
I've put you now into the TS4. Now I've set it up in 8.5 degrees in loft as well, so we've got a little bit low spin, obviously a lower loft. Let's just see how this one performs for us. Same shaft for you, okay?
Yeah. Bit different, isn't it? One swing, difference a swing makes.
Right, you've had 2 swings with the TS4.
Yep.
Ignore the club at the moment. Ignore the club. How's the swing feeling? I know you've only had 2 hits.
Just that feel like at the top of the swing I'm dropping it.
Yeah.
Has made me feel like I can come into out on it, because before I was getting to the top and I was a little bit, didn't quite know what to do with my arms and body, but as soon as I've dropped it back, I can, like that last swing just felt amazing.
Okay, And now talk to me about the club. How's the club looking and feeling? You said to me it
looks a lot smaller than the TS3. I don't know if it is, but it looks a lot. I quite like small club heads, which is why I hit my 3-wood so well. So that smaller look gives me confidence. I don't like big heads as much as it's probably the same size, but to me it looks smaller and it gives me more confidence looking at it.
And from a weight point of view, are you feeling anything different in the weight of that over, let's say, the TS3 that we've just been hitting?
It feels slightly heavier in the head, but that's probably about, it's going to be all it is because the shaft's exactly the same. So maybe slightly heavier, but I don't think there's a lot in there.
Feel in it, but feels good though.
Yeah.
Just to recap, so we were getting, these were his paths with what he was getting with his first few swings with the TS3. Now granted, we've made a shift, haven't we? We've made a change to the ways which he's delivering the club, but you can see here 4.6 spin and getting 2.37 on an average carry. His best there at 2.56. Remember, his club head speed averaging 114. He's got so much more in the tank than what he's delivering at the moment. If we look at the first 2 swings that he's had now after we've made the swing change with this is actually a TS4, not a TS3. He's got, again, 114 club head speed, but look, his swing path now, 0.8 in to out. He's still hitting up on it quite a lot, but he's 0.8 in, out to in on an average, so that's pretty much neutral as far as I'm concerned, and he's managing that club face really quite nicely. If we look at what he's getting from an actual distance and spin, so spin there 2.9, so spin's come down dramatically. He's launching it at 15.4, and then his carry now on average is 2.79. If we look at actually what is happening with the ball, he's just hitting basically a little draw that's finishing just left of target. He's going to have to learn how to manage this, but ultimately the first step
is a complete opposite change of what I've just been hitting.
Yeah, you've got to change your swing to start with, which is going to help you deliver the club maybe just that little bit better, but then it's about fitting the club around what you're delivering. Literally, you've hit 5 swings from your delivery of like 7 or 8 degrees out to in to now moving it more neutral, I would say, not into out, but more neutral.
It's just that drop at the top. As soon as you said feel like you're dropping at the top, it made sense.
What have you just done there?
303 carry.
303 carry.
Not done that ever.
Okay. Right, I've put you back into the TS4 because again you're liking the looks of that driver, but I've just gone, again it's a 60 gram shaft, but it's the 6.5. Okay, so this is a slightly stiffer version of what you've been testing before. Let's have a few hits with this and see if this does any difference for you.
Just love it. I mean, that one wasn't the greatest swing. It was a bit of a high toe, but I just feel like it's gone. I don't know where it's gone, but I think it's gone where I was aiming. Okay. Even though I lost my balance on the follow through. It's just better weighted for me.
Does that now with that shaft, I know it's only in one swing, they do a few more swings, but how does that shaft now feel in comparison to the 6.0 which you've tested in the past? Is there anything different?
I can't feel a difference.
Okay.
It feels so much better. Absolutely so much better. I mean, that was, again, for me, a toe ball. Yeah. But it felt like it came out exactly how I'd want it to. You know, it didn't. Toe balls before used to head off. I think that's hit target, if I was to be a guessing man.
That's what it did. It started just here and just drew back slightly to the right hand side. Slightly lower, so we should sort of spin, pick up a little bit and lose a few yards, but again, starting right at target, drawing back. And again, 270-ish carry.
I just feel with this club, in my head, it looks smaller. Yeah. I feel like I can control the head a little bit better. And
with a few swings now, moving from a stiff shaft to an X, are you feeling anything
I'm feeling
different?
absolutely nothing different, personally.
No weight difference or anything along those lines?
No, not really. I can't really feel a difference in the weight. The weight is in the head for me, feels heavier than the TS3. The shaft feels the same as the other one. Right, there's just a sneak peek of what I do when I do a fitting. Obviously I didn't get to show you everything of what we were going on through there. For Lee, it was really, really important there that I went through his golf swing as well, because
I just couldn't let him carry on hitting it the way he was hitting it. We could have gone through lots and lots of drivers trying to find him a driver that's going to work for that swing, but I know he wants to get better. And that was quite an important point there of trying to help him deliver the golf club in a better way, which can then fit him into a driver that's actually going to work for him. The next step for Lee is to obviously take it onto the golf course, get him to hit a few out on the course, see how it's going to game for him, and then come back into the studio and talk about it again from there. Thank you very much for Lee for coming in.
No, thank you, Dan. Thank you for having me.
No problem. Put your comments down below. Have you been out and done this sort of fitting before? Have you had a change, or have you gone in and sort of just stuck with the swing that you've got on that particular day? Let me know. Put your comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Look forward to catching up with you again soon.